and we were just talking about life and the different things that we experience or don't experience. And he was talking about in his 20s how he didn't seem to accomplish very much in his own eyes. So I was thinking, that's a long time. That's a long time to, for things to go on and you feel like nothing has occurred. But that's very easy to take place. We often get stuck in relationships, stuck in depression, stuck on a job that you don't really want to be on, stuck living at your parents' house, stuck on the system, social services, food stamps, Medicaid. I lived that life. I experienced that. And for me, the period of time in which I was receiving the assistance, you would have thought, okay, this is going to help me come up, I'm going to do better, and, so on and so forth. But actually, I realized after a period of time, I felt very stuck receiving those benefits. I know it's supposed to help us, or in some cases, but then for some of us, like when you go to get a new job, they're going to cut some of your benefits off. So you may feel like, I really don't want to go and get another job if it means I have to have those benefits taken away. Not understanding that you are actually going to do better once you grow and get in a better place to, no longer receive the benefits. Now, there are times that we do need them. We need some assistance. We need some help, and that's okay. But if you don't, or if you're not getting off of those benefits because you do not want to be uncomfortable and you are afraid to grow, that's a problem. Then you're stuck. Some of us are stuck on unforgiveness of other people, just being petty and needing to grow and get beyond things. If things don't work, or if, your friend is mad at somebody, that is their issue, not yours. You're stuck. I need you to move on. Need you to let it go. Need you to grow up and be a little more mature. The growth that we don't always see in other people right away. Take for instance, school is about to start back. So your children, you're going school shopping, and 3 months ago, they were wearing a size 14, and today you're having to purchase a size 20. But over the summer, the growth may have been in small increments, which seemed insignificant, but it's not insignificant when you go to the store and have to make those purchases, or when they're in their room trying to put their clothes on, and they look like floods, and they can't button them. So, I'm just saying. Some things happen in a small, in small doses, but they are very, very beneficial. We have to accept those things and grow in that way. Some things do occur overnight. So some of the children are going to go back to school and they're going to be looking like giants in comparison to what they were when school got out. But the majority of things take place in small increments. In the same way, in trying to move past the things that you are stuck in, it may take some time. It may not happen overnight, but you have to be willing to work through it and go through it and get through it to get on the other side. There's nothing, pleasant about growth. Not to me anyway. Based on my experiences, growth was dark. Growth was painful. Growth was, annoying. Sometimes my attitude was so terrible. But Jesus definitely, he kept me. He continued to work on me so my stubbornness would go away, so my unforgiveness would go away, so my hatred would go away, so my level of pettiness would go away. Because I was petty too. That was then, not now, y'all. But I'm just saying, sometimes we get so stuck in where we are, thinking that we cannot grow and be better, and looking at everybody else like, oh, she is so blessed, she's doing so good. You have no idea what she, as in me, had to do to get where I am right now. And it's the same for other people. You don't know anybody's story. You're not living their life. You're not walking in their shoes. And I know I say that, more than just this moment. But I'm saying it's so true. We don't know what someone else is having to experience to get where they're going. But the journey is theirs, not ours. And our journey is ours, not theirs. So today I'm trying to encourage people to actually get out of denial Are you in a place that you really don't want to be in? And if you're still stuck in that place, what are you going to do about it this week? Because now you have new opportunities to do something different. And don't let this week go by without you actually doing something differently. I mean, it's sad and it sucks that we don't have the strength, or, we assume we don't and that we can't do it. And the whole time, it's all in you and you are capable of doing it. You can grow, be better, do better, and even help other people grow. I don't want you to be stuck. I don't want to be stuck. And there are things that I like, eating habits. Currently, I'm stuck on some bad eating habits. But if I really want to change, I got to get tired of that. I got to get tired of having to, go up in size with my clothing, or not like what I look at in the mirror. I got to get tired. So you got to get tired. The place that you are in, wherever you are stuck at, and whatever that may be, you have to actually get tired. And you can say you're tired till you're blue in the face. You're not tired until you begin to do something differently. And that's for real. Because we claim we're so over it. Oh, I got to do this. No. Until you actually do something different, things are going to remain the same. This you already know. Because you're living your own life and you see it happening from day to day. I know y'all get tired of me saying, But I mean, I'm serious. I really want you to get that the only thing that can change are the things that you choose to change. They're not going to happen by themselves. You have to be actively working for things to grow and move and change and shift. I'm praying that this week right here you see a shift, a great shift of favor, and that you wake up with the motivation and a determination that you may not have had in weeks prior to be a better you, to do things that you weren't willing to do last week or even yesterday or even this morning, and understanding that you are worth that you deserve that. And the people who are holding you hostage because you're choosing to not forgive them are continuing to live. They're still moving on. They're still, doing well, or in some cases they may not, but none of which you need to be concerned about. You just need to be growing and being better in your own self. You don't have to continue to stay stuck and be struggling in that way. Y'all know it's true. I mean, there are so many things that we let go by. So much time goes by before we actually take action to be better. You think about that. My husband said his entire 20s, that's a long time. That's a whole decade right there. That he felt like he wasted. That he didn't make decisions that would be conducive to where he really wanted to be and what he wanted to be doing. And it's the same way with us. If you're 25 years old right now and you don't know what you want to be doing, you're not doing anything at all, it's time for a change. It's time for you to grow up and mature and begin to do something differently for yourself. Parents, we have to quit enabling our children to be who they are when they need to be doing better. They should be doing better. You need to encourage them and you need to set a better example. And in some cases, we set good examples and our children still don't always hit the mark. You got to pray for them, love them, and know that at whatever time God has appointed for them, they're going to turn around and it's going to be okay. Don't give up on them. Don't do that. It can be difficult and it can be embarrassing in some cases, depending on the decisions they make. But you just need to stay in faith, stay praying, stay fasting. And again, setting a good example for the little colony that you have, that you've been blessed with from, God. You got to be setting a great example, which can sometimes be hard to do depending on where you are. So if you need help and you need to change, then you got to start changing. Stop making excuses. Y'all already know one of my favorite quotes: excuses are the nails used to build houses of failure. Come on now. You will never excuse your way to the top. You're just not going to do it. It doesn't work that way. So you're going to have to get it together. I also think we spend too much time, trying to mirror someone else. My friends' lives are their lives, and I can't do what they're doing because I'm not supposed to. And they can't do what I'm doing because they're not supposed to, you know, and that's okay with me. Don't spend so much time getting caught up in what someone, even if they're attached to you, what they've got going on, and feeling like your life isn't good enough because of that. Not true. We have to walk in our own shoes. And back to the children, some of them have outgrown their shoes that are going back to school. You think about that, some relationships and friendships we outgrow. It makes perfect sense. You're not going to send your child to school in shoes that are too little. And in the same way, when your relationships or whatever place you're in, whether that's your job, the church you attend, whatever it may be, if you've outgrown it, then it's time to move on. Then it's time to go forward, into something else, and not be fearful to do that. And not be stuck because of the opinions of other people either. At the same time, recognize that you're being controlled by those thoughts of someone else. No, if God is telling you to do something else, go do that thing. Go ahead and walk through the discomfort, because you're going to come out shining and on top. It's necessary. I do not want you to spend another moment being stuck in anything that you should not be stuck in after this talk today. Please. Of course, I'm praying for you. Praying that things get better for you, because I know that, things are hard. Life can be hard. We just have to remember who is the core of everything, that being God. Y'all, without God, nothing at all would be possible for me. It wouldn't be possible for you. And until you establish a very intimate, personal relationship with Him, the things that you truly desire can't come to pass, because you're not in the right place with Him. So that level of discomfort that I talk about, that you have to experience in order to grow, in order to be different, you have to experience it. So as long as you put that off, things aren't going to change in your life. Whenever you go ahead and face it, whenever you embrace His goodness, His grace, His mercy, and begin to get to know Him yourself, it's going to shift. So hopefully that's going to start taking place right away. Go ahead and get out of your head that you can't be uncomfortable, because you're spending your life being uncomfortable right now. You walk around in misery right now, but then you don't want to deal with the discomfort it takes to separate yourself from people, or to leave a relationship, or to quit a job if God is leading you to quit your job. Because sometimes He's telling us to leave our jobs and do something else, and we don't trust Him enough to do it. Then He'll create a situation that makes you leave the job to put you in your place of purpose and be doing the thing you really were supposed to be doing anyway. It's just necessary. Sometimes we have to go through the pit to get to the palace. I'm just saying. The pit's got to be dark, nasty, stinking. We just gotta do better. We gotta be willing to do better. All right. Time for my shout out. Y'all make sure y'all tune in next week. Y'all can catch me on Facebook Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's Tika Talks. That's Teeka. You can catch me on YouTube. Let me shout out to my mama, Costa Salas, because she can never catch my live videos. She's so busy and everything, Shout out to my babies, Monet, Tashay, Jordan, Xavion, and Paige. Y'all know Mr. Philip King is on my side over here recording. Love you guys. I'm praying for you. See you next week, or talk to you next week.
Boykin & Sons Car Wash is moved. Stop on by and check out their new location at 4